Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another Geometry Dash 1.0 building series video. It's about time that I wiped off the dust from this 1.0 level. This level's just been sitting around for actual weeks now where I just haven't been working on it. Even though I like the gameplay and the actual building process a lot, it's kind of hard to come up with actual ideas in between videos for 1.0 levels, which is why I haven't been recording it as much. Because usually the way I record things is I just record whenever I get a cool idea. But you know, 1.0 you kind of got to do everything on the fly. Like there's not really many designs you can really think of in your head when you're not building, right? So hopefully that explains why the series has been gone a bit. Should get back to work today pretty easily. What am I gonna do here? Maybe something like that. Gotta make myself a really nice solid object first. Maybe something like that, and we can bump up one of these spikes. Have I been using these? Are these even legal? Actually, you know what? A flat spike would look so good there. Okay, and then maybe for like a little pillar thing, we can place these spikes. Have I been varying the size of these? No. Is that even allowed? Is this legal? No, I have been. Look, there's some little ones in here. I don't remember what the rules are. I just know that any object I place has to have the default color setting. How am I gonna bunch this up as well? I need to figure out if I'm gonna have it like this or on the other side. I think this looks a bit better. It's also kind of skinny, so maybe we can have a beam like right here and then have one that kind of dangles on the inside there. And then how do I build in the ground spike? I guess I gotta make these little pillar objects fade out so I can kind of drag it across. It's kind of floating awkwardly though, so I wonder if I can place a little slab like right here. Oh no, because the ground spikes do not cover this. I guess what I do is just bite the bullet and remove a couple of these squares. Put a platform here, and I wonder if I could get away with just having spikes set out like so. Is that weird? I feel like that's kind of weird, so I'm gonna feed these blocks underneath and kind of layer them up like that. That's so odd. I don't know about this. Maybe I can cut that out and then extend this block downwards like so. That's a possibility of something that I could do. So I could chuck around these. Flip them, yeah. Snap probably wasn't a thing in the 1.0 editor, but snap these into place like that just to make sure they're always on grid. And I guess I could spread these objects around. So you kind of choose your own path through here, but I gotta maybe put a start pause over this side and just set out a little flight path that I have intended. So then we can follow that flight path with occasional pillars like this. And that can be our first set of structures, which I can double up at times maybe, as long as I space them out, yeah. It's fine if I have these structures just the same way up all the time, because I'm intending to have other structures here as well to make sure that you don't like fly too far out of bounds. I'm gonna vary the spikes though, because I don't want this to get too repetitive. It is just copy pasting the same format over and over again, which is why I might make slab towers here and there. Hear me out. I'll do something like this. Put our spikes into place. Now how do I put a backdrop on this? Okay, I'm gonna make a cross pattern like that. Oh, and then this can actually be like something intentional for structuring. A spike here and a spike inside the block. That would be pretty interesting. I'm just trying to vary this as much as possible because it's pretty difficult to actually set a design straight. So I've copy pasted some of these squares more than others, so there's a bit of texture there. Maybe I can replace these with regular blocks from time to time and then overlap them with a regular slab. I don't know, I feel good about 1.0 today. I have my off days, which is when I start recording and I just immediately stop. I do admit that happens to me sometimes. It's not that I'm not enjoying the recording, it's just that I'm not making anything good. And on those days, I usually do something that's kind of mindless, just so I can refresh, get my mojo back. But I'm feeling it today. I don't see myself taking a single break, and I'm just gonna finish this whole ship part. That took like no time at all, and then maybe we can make... Do I start making a structure now, or do I do the ground spikes? I think I make a structure while I'm in the motion of it. So if I have a structure that wraps around... Hold on. I'm gonna half space this block downwards so it goes around the spike without touching it if I extend this across. Okay, that's neat. And then maybe I can copy some blocks more than others, so the outline will be more crazy on some of the objects. This might be a miss, though. I'm not too confident with that, but then I can take the slabs again, line that edge. Actually, just line every edge with that. That's kind of fire. This whole video so far has just been me being like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Actually, no, wait, I'm gonna do this. Oh, wait, no, but I could also do this. Okay, then we can elevate these ground spikes up a bit. Ooh, we could create black blocks if we just mini space these blocks up like that. And then maybe I could delete certain blocks. Does that look fine? I don't know. I'm gonna test it on some of the blocks that aren't really necessary for the structuring. And then I just copy paste like so. Oh, but then there's a left edge. I'm not a fan of that. I need to use the skinny ground spike. The skinny ones go harder anyway. Like that. Oh, in hindsight, I'm going to have to take these out of the slab. Oh, this is so annoying. They just stick out the edge. Oh, perfect. And that can be flipped as well, which is cool. Horizontally and vertically. Yeah, that looks like a fine structure to me. And then I just stick spikes on top. Something like this. But I gotta remember the little spike intervention I did down here. That looked cool. I take that structure just for a reference at the top. And I slide in up there and maybe flip some of these around. This is looking neat. All I need to do is is feed the ground spikes in and make some sort of decoration in between. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Okay, let me test this in game because there's a lot of things that I haven't checked out in normal mode. It looks very static, but it could be fine. And you can find your own path through there, which I really like. I am missing the pulsing objects for sure, which I can just line up the edges, I guess. I don't want to have quite as many as I did before, because that got pretty messy, but I'm sure as long as we just keep them to the pillars, that they're going to be out the way and fine, yeah. And what's cool is that I can now reuse this stacked ground spike thing that I did on these objects up here. That looks kind of flames. Okay, but is that fine to play? Yes. So I just have regular ground spikes, and then occasionally I just stick some of these objects up in the air. I also can't just sacrifice all my structuring as well for that. I gotta be careful. Look at that awkward space I got. I mean, I could technically just copy paste some of these objects and it's fine, but then that leads to repetition, which I gotta say is a pretty huge risk considering how static this already is. Let's just double check everything I'm doing is fine once again. I don't want to get too deep. Yeah, this seems to be fine. Once this background changes and stuff, bang. Unfortunately, my layering is messed up there. It shouldn't be too much of a problem because it's supposed to be messy, but you see, that's something I'm gonna have to work with. This object is also very useful to just have in any areas that I need extra structuring. Usually just next to the objects looks nice. And that's nice because that follows our format of only having these sticks off of the fake little objects that we have in the back. So we should be pretty easily covering this level with decoration. And that makes me happy because in that case, I can work on different areas of this level faster. You see? I'm not just a pretty face. Gonna give these a lot of power here. Wait, I'm gonna put a gap up the top so you can still go up there. Oh, and then I can turn these on their side. That's kind of hype. Can have little bullets like that. Are you rocking with the curvy block? That's not gonna work, is it? Oh, there's a block poking out the bottom. And if I put this huge ground spike underneath it, it's gonna look even more defined, yeah. And honestly, this little ground spike can go behind it too. I'm telling you, man, the spontaneity is what you need. This looks very hard to sight read, actually. This looks fine. Okay, all we need is background flashes. Oh my god, it's so fun though. Trying to find your way through when there's a bunch of fake blocks that are extremely dark and things that look like spikes all the way around. I like that. Let me work on the background flashes. Okay, so it's gonna flash orange a bit and then it's gonna go to a dark pink. Dark bright. Nice. Then I guess we can go to a dark blue, maybe? And then I need a light pink to really contradict that. Let's see how this looks now. Yeah, this looks so much more lively with those background changes, man. Good job, me. Huge moves. And then you'll find out about the copy-pasting tactics. I swear I didn't copy-paste this. Everyone does it. Come on. Just admit it. All we gotta do is make some random links like this and we're gonna be good. Then I put spikes on random objects for sure. Should be good. In an ideal world, I would have put fake spikes on the edges of all of these. However, we don't have that luxury. I think the lack of sight readability in this really helps it because you gotta stare at this part to figure out whether there's a real spike or not. Blocks like these where there's just a random one chucked into the mix, it really makes the pathfinding a lot more intense. I love the fact I could just place the portal at seemingly any point and it'll just fit in because of how chaotic this part is. You can skip that portal actually. That's why I'm gonna put spikes in the blocks. Hell yeah. And the spike won't look out of place either as long as it's like on grid with like the other objects. Oh, I'm falling in love with this creating style. Portal here and portal there as well, just to kind of reflect the fact that we did that at the end of the other ship part. This might take the cake for the world's fastest Wulzy video. What the heck? It's been like no time at all and somehow I've managed to have all of this done. I guess it's just because it's so easy to create messily. Like I really don't have to think about where I'm even placing these objects anymore. It's kind of funny. It's so satisfying just to kind of fill in all of the gaps. Oh, that's definitely not a gap that I've filled. Oh, do I? Oh, hell no. Can I do that? It seems so off to have that there, but it's also really funny. Oh, dude, I don't know. Just ground spikes left and I should be done with this part already. That feels so wrong. Do I even have enough content for a video? I feel like I just blitzed through the entire thing so quickly. I guess while I'm here, I'm just gonna say subscribe if you like the content. This has given me a lot of confidence in building 1.0 style, so I'll probably be rolling these out quite frequently now. Trying to get some actual good progress in the level pretty consistently. I don't want to do that again. I need like some sort of epic segue into the next part. Okay, here we go. I have a chain here, right? And it's gonna gradually work its way into, I don't know, maybe a cube? Kind of want us to have like a little wave of chains. Does that look fine? I don't know about that one. That's the kind of idea anyway. I want to have like this little chain pathway. I don't know why I haven't been doing this. I could definitely just copy paste and then wiggle these upwards like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. What are we saying? How is this level looking now? This is solid. I do really like this. I think I've nailed it with the amount of pulsing objects and stuff. And the pathways. Oh, dude, I might have to nerf that a tiny bit because it's a little bit unclear with the flashing background where the black objects are. Plus, you got to pathfind and stuff. This might be a little bit of a difficulty spike. 6,200 objects in. I think we've already passed the 1.0 object limit, which is a shame. But I still think this level is pretty fire. We got this epic ship part. This is probably my favorite because of the color usage with the spikes and stuff. The shapes I've got in there. And then this part is cool. It's like a little pathfinding maze. I'm a big fan of the background flashes that I made. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. And I died as I was saying that. So that didn't really prove my point. However, I am convinced that I was dying because I was feeling the pressure of having spoken a full sentence without stuttering once, which is a rarity on this channel. I don't know why at 10 p.m. I'm able to make a sentence without stuttering all of a sudden. Apparently my commentary at 10 p.m. is like peak. It would be kind of cool if I did just kind of ram some of the spikes down and made it look a bit broken and kind of frivolous, you know, those kind of epic words. Breaking design conventions. You can never get away with that in regular modern day creating because everything has to be clean nowadays. You don't get the rugged feel of a 1.9 or an early 2.0 design level anymore. Creators just got way too good at refining their style. Oh, I've just noticed a really big problem with this, and this is probably going to take quite a few objects. However, I am willing to make an extension to this video and fix the stupid ground spikes that cut off when you go through the cube portal. I'm just going to copy paste and move these blocks down by a mini space like that. A solution that we worked out in this video to kind of extend ground spikes and get black blocks, and I can have little areas like this, which is just bonus deco if you mess up. Like, it's not harmful, right? Would it be heat if I extended this block down like that? I don't think I have to do for the top side, right? I might not put all of these designs in the bottom, you know, the luxury 1.0 blocks. I can afford to run some of these much further down, actually, now that I think about it. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. I don't even know if you can see these if you fall through the portal, because your gravity is always going to be downwards, but there might as well be there. So now, if we have a stop pause, it's a nice clean transition, and then if you go through, bang, fully designed. While I'm at the stop pause, I might as well just run this ship all the way to the end so you can see the full thing. I'm stupid as hell. I thought that a spike facing that way would mean that I had to go up. That's funny. All right, come on, Wulzy. Duck and weave. I can't lie, I forgot the difficulty of this part while I was creating. I just made something that felt like the right difficulty, and I'm not sure if it's right or not, but there you go. There's the level so far. Thank you so much for watching this 1.0 building series episode. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe. It doesn't feel right that I'm not on my profile. Hold on. And have a good day.